Our topic, 10 months after pulling the trigger to kill a pregnant lawyer in Ajah, Lagos. Suspended Assistant Superintendent of Police, Vandi Dramdi, on Monday, was sentenced to death by hanging by Lagos High Court, sitting at the Tafawa Balewa Square. Dramdi had stopped a car on the last Christmas Day, December 25, for routine check, and in the process, he fired a bullet, which killed Bolanle Rahim, a property lawyer who was riding in the car with her husband and other relatives. And to add also, Mrs. Rahim was pregnant. While delivering the judgment on Monday, Justice Ibironke Harrison said the court affirmed through a postmortem that Rahim died of bullet wounds she sustained from Dramdi's AK-47 based on overwhelming evidence. The judge also established that the policeman actually pulled the trigger against his claim of accidental discharge. She said the prosecution team from the Lagos State government has proven the case beyond all reasonable doubts. The defense lawyer gave an indication that the judgment will be appealed. Okay, but here we are. Police brutality, one life lost on Christmas Day, one family thrown into complete distress. Yemi Adamolokun.
I think it's great that there's been judgment. I think it's also significant that to show that when our institutions want to work, they can work and they can work well. I think the fact that Bolanle was a lawyer helped, because the lawyers not only rallied in terms of voice, but also rallied in terms of a family and pushed really that the case was expedited. But Bolanle is just one. And for me, that's while we celebrate that there's judgment and justice, it doesn't bring her back. But it goes back to, this is October. 3 years ago, Nigeria was dealing with NSAS. But it goes back to what the issues around that was, just police brutality, just untrained policemen, people that are underpaid, undertrained, and you hand them a gun, and they feel they have the power to do and undo with a gun. Those issues haven't been dealt with, even though this judgment has been given.
Professor Urawo, quickly.
Well, my attention will be focused on general police behavior. When they carry the gun, they think they even use the language, we can do and undo.
We'll kill you and nothing will happen.
Yes, they should know that they cannot do and undo, with this kind of case. They should also stay away from drugs. Many of them, some of them that I interact with, you see they are drunk or something. They need to stay away from all that. At the end of the day, it's not worth it. Because, you've killed someone, that one can't come back to life. You are sentenced to death, another life lost. It is not worth it. I've attended a couple of police, from time to time, once a week. They meet and then they address themselves. I want to use the opportunity to tell them tell the police that all those times they meet once a week, they should always draw attention to the need for them to be careful. That it is not worth it. If you think you can do and undo, you cannot do and undo. The law will take its course, and then something like this will be your lot.
Professor Killer, the last word on this subject.
I think we just need really to rebuild our institutions with values. We need institutions and values. That is the problem we have. And we can't rely on individuals, because we're talking about this death thing. We're going to the police. But if you look at the former President Muhammadu Buhari, whether you like or loathe him, you will not imagine somebody like him will be a spender like that. It doesn't come across as somebody who would destroy the economy. Not destroy, he could have destroyed the economy. Somebody would just spend money anyhow and borrow. He didn't even look like a borrower. He looked like someone that would live within his means.
But did he understand the issues? That's the problem.
Exactly. So he tells you, just like the police, like the former president, it's not about individuals. We need institutions with very clear value.
Yeah.
We need an AIG within a police commission that will say, this is the vision of the Nigerian police. This is what is acceptable, and this is what is not acceptable. Well, and we need to digitalize. If we had more digital means, maybe that would need of less guns and maybe less policemen. If I had my way, instead of having policemen check cars and stop people, I would turn them to people who are signing bad roads. They should just let people go, and their job should be...
They're not checking cars because they care about the cars, though. But they're extorting.
Yeah, exactly. That's also... Oh, okay. Let us reduce their contact with people.
Right.
And let their duty be signaling bad roads and potholes.
But they need to pay
and then you should only go to them where there's a case, criminal or civil, not them stopping anybody.
Well, thank you very much, Professor Anthony Killer. Thank you, Yemi Adamolekun, and thank you, Professor David Awurawo. You've been watching This Day Live, the Sunday talk show. Here on Arise News, I'm Ruben Abati from my entire team here in Lagos. It's bye for now, and thank you.